Hello everyone, let's begin for 30/8/2018, the Hindu analysis. The first news item, the Supreme Court allows the rights activists to remain under house arrest. So this is with respect to the Supreme Court had actually ordered the Pune police to place all the 5 well-known rights activists to get detained in the countrywide crackdown under the house arrest. So this was with respect to their 5 activist people who have been house arrested right now. Earlier this was in connection with respect to, there was a kind of rumor spreading where it was as similar to what they had been planned to assassinate Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, as what it back and done with the Rajiv Gandhi. And apart from that, the 3-judge bench also spoke about slashing out the sweeping round of arrest. And here they also observed that democracy could not survive without dissenting voices, which means that dissent is a safety valve of democracy, and if dissent is not allowed, that the democracy will burst under pressure. So this was what a kind of mention to what the 3-judge bench have said on the same issues to what it called as a dissent. The second one, over 99% of demonetized notes were returned, RBI. So here the RBI's annual report for 2017-18 said more than 99% of rupees 500,000, which the notes which has been withdrawn from the circulation in November 2016 had been returned to the central bank. And here this is after the verification, also reconciliation. They said that the notes which have come back from 15.4 lakhs. So this was the one which had been circulated by the November 8, 2016, and the total which has been returned from the circulation is 15.31 lakh crores. And they also said that the value of the bank notes in circulation which has increased 37.7% over the year of rupees 18.04 lakh crores, which means that it has been increased almost like 3%. That's what they're trying to tell about the increasing of 37.7% by the end of March 2018. And there has also been a kind of an bump into the system over the last 1 year. And the share of this particular 2000 rupees notes which was being newly introduced, the value has actually declined to 37.3% as on March 2018. And this has compared with 50.2% a year earlier, wherein the 500 notes simultaneously it has actually increased the value from 22.5% to 42.9% in the same period. And also it is about the new 200 rupees banknotes which was being used. The value of the banknotes in the circulation was around 2.1% at the end of March 2018. So this is about the new introduction of the 200 rupees banknotes. So this is about it. And the next one, so the cabinet clears 1600 crore missions to map coast. So this with respect to India is set to get more disaster warning system, that is especially along the coast areas, and this is with respect to the tsunamis and also the storm surge. So this is a part of the program called as an OSMART, that is Ocean Services, Technology, Observations, Resource Modeling and Science. So this has been piloted by the Union Earth Science Ministry. So this was being cleared by the CCA, that is a Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, on the outlay of rupees 1623 crores. And it also provides certain economic benefits with respect to the fisheries, offshore industries, coastal states, finance, that's a defense, shipping, ports, etc. And there are also other key missions under the OSMART, which includes with respect to strengthening of the ocean observations and modeling, and also it strengthens the ocean services for fishermen, and setting up the marine observations for monitoring marine pollution, and at the same time setting up with the ocean thermal energy conversion plant, we call it as OTEC in Kavarati, and acquiring the 2 coastal research vessels, continuation of the ocean survey and exploration of minerals and living resources, technology development for deep ocean mining and manned submersibles, and setting up 6 desalination plants in Lakshadweep. So these are the main important aspects with India facing the disaster warning. At the same time, the cabinet is also clearing with almost like 1600 crores for the mission called OSMART. The next one, joint military exercises in Russia ends. So this is with respect to the exercise Peace Mission 2018. This is with respect to the 8 member states which have undertaken a joint training on combating the terrorism. So for the first time, India and Pakistan have participated in this particular exercise, and this is for concluding the multinational forces which has been exhibiting their combat power and also the dominance over the extremist groups in the realistic situations. And also the closing ceremony was with respect to showing their immense talent and also unique military ethos. This is obviously done by all nations, and India and China, Kazakhstan and Russia showcased their armored and also the mechanized forces, while Pakistan had only sent the special forces personnel. So as of now, the joint military exercise has been taken an end. The next one, Indian Navy rescues the Norwegian ship. So this with respect to the Indian Navy warship that had been moving on for patrolling to the Gulf of Aden. At that point of time, they saw MV Vela, the Norwegian flight, which it actually was in trouble with the port anchor and 330-meter long cable, which was completely slipped into the Gulf of Aden. So by knowing this, the INS Tetch quickly dispatched and also helped them to come out of the situation, and the anchor and also the cable was recovered. If this was not been recovered, which means that they would have been vulnerable to the piracy attacks, and at the same time they would have posed a danger for another ships in the dense shipping corridor. So this was a kind of an help to what the INS has given to the Norwegian ship. The next one, lynching social media sites to be responsible. So this was with respect to the a panel which was headed by the Union Home Secretary Rajiv Gauba, which deliberated to take the measures to check the incidents of the lynching, and he submitted a report to the group of ministers which would be headed by the Home Minister. The group of ministers actually confines with the External Affairs Minister, Transport Minister, Law Minister, Social Justice, and also the Empowerment Minister. So right now they are saying that the conclusion of this particular report is that the social media platforms need to act in a time-bound manner. So that's the main conclusion to what the panel has talking about the incidents of the lynching. And they also said that the social media platforms such as Facebook, WhatsApp, YouTube or the Twitter, they are not being accountable for not blocking all the malicious posts and also the videos which are brought into their notice. Even after getting into the notice, they have been not taking any measures or steps to block them, and now they can also tell that the FIR can be launched against their country heads for not taking any compulsion to what the government has been done. So here they are also saying that there are certain provisions where the government can issue orders to remove all the objectionable content. So also block their websites in written, but they also at the same time they say that they have come up with the portal where this portal would give such kind of reports on the videos and the content and forwarded by the National Crime Records Bureau to the states concerned. And this was with respect to the advisories where the state governments and also the authorities of the union territories, after the Supreme Court, they issued the directives to check the incidents of lynching in the countries. So here they also said that the center asked them to appoint an officer in each district at the level of the superintendent of police, that is being set up as a special task force which has been gathered for the intelligence, closely monitor social media, and also to content to prevent the mob attacks on people of the suspicious of being the child lifters or the cattle smugglers. So this was respected to the overall report to what the panel has been set up under the Union Home Ministry. So this is about it. The next one, don't spread dirt on social media, PM. So this was with respect to the social media where the PM has been talking about spreading the dirt on the social media, and he is also telling that it's not only an ideology but also in the behavior where you have to indicate a decent society. So Swachh Abhiyan, the cleanliness drive, is not only for sanitation but also it has a replica when it comes to the mental purity, and he also said that you need to share the good things around them on the social medias. So this is about the same things where he also criticized of using the foul languages and also making the expose of the party's ideologies. So this is about it. And 2+2 talks to focus on China. So this was with respect to the US and India having a 2+2 dialogue where they would be focusing on discussing the regional as well as the strategic issues of Asia. And here the Trump's administration was quite mindful on India's legacy, where it has been having a ties with Russia, and it also said that it will not be appreciating the continuance of the defense cooperation. So this will not ensure any kind of a granting of the waiver of India from the sanction if it's planned to go ahead with the purchase of S-400 missile defense system from Russia. So this basically the US saying that if India goes ahead with purchase of the S-400 missile, then any sort of a wavering of the sanctions to India will not be appreciated by USA. And here it also said that to whatever the conversations we do, it should be on the future but not on the past of what you have as in legacies. So this is about it. The next, RBI flags the risk of higher inflation. So this with respect to the RBI is upsiding the risk of inflation for the financial current year and warranting the vigil and the readiness to deal with the situations of inflation. And here they tell that the risk would actually emanate from rising the commodity prices, especially the crude oil, global financial market developments, and the second round impact from the revision of house rent allowance for central government staff. So these were the main reasons for even the risk to get emanated. And here the inflations also, you should see that the RBI has actually raised the key policy rates. So this was with respect to which we expected in the June month of 2018. And there were also projected of headlines inflation which 4.6% the quarter of 18-19, and second half it might be of 14.8%, wherein for the first half quarter of 2019-20 it's going to be like 5%. And here the central bank has also said that the stage has been set for intensification of structural reforms, where it has to look on for the proper sustainable trajectory of higher growth. And here it's also said that you need to focus on two aspects for the warrant of priority. One is on the infrastructure, where it might be unleashing the faster growth, and second one again with respect to infrastructure development and focusing on sustaining the momentum of the growth, which might make it more inclusive and also the employment intensity. So the pace and quality of the growth will be anchored only by the progress on structural reforms, and this includes the resolutions on the banking, on the corporate financial stress, taxation, agriculture liberalization, external interference, and also galvanizing the business environment. And it's also said that the hard earned gains of macroeconomic stability that have defined the recent period as its greatest achievement need to be preserved as an imperative within its endeavors. So this is what the RBI is saying, that the inflation is going to be more ahead, but at the same time we need to come up with those kind of structural reforms, intensifying and also getting the control of the inflation in the near future. Then the frauds on the rise at banks. This with respect to the warning which is coming from the RBI, and it said that there are almost like 4,500 in the last year and increased almost like 5,835 in the year 2017 and 18. So they tell this was an entire large value fraud which was being committed from the gems and jewelry sector, and one almost being from the public sector banks. So here it has accounted that the PSPs are accounted for 92.9% of the amount which was involved in the frauds of more than 0.1 million, and the private sectors has accounted for almost like 6%. And here the public sector banks have accounted for 85% of the cumulative account, that's the amount, wherein the private sectors for over 10%. When we have to look on to the major share of the PSPs on the loan category, it is 87%, wherein for the private sectors it is 11%. And here the frauds are been relating to the off balance sheet items, that is such as the letter of credit or the letter of undertaking, letter of acceptance as higher at 96%. So here the off balance sheet items are accounted for 14.68% of fraud cases, wherein the new private sector banks have accounted for 20% of the frauds related to the cash, checks, clearing, and also the foreign exchange transactions. So this is about the frauds which has been getting increasing in the banking sector, and this was a strict warning what has been coming from the RBI to what measures has to be taken. So this is about it. And question for the day is, you need to locate Russia first thing. Secondly, the types of inflation in India. So these were the important news items for 30/8/2018. Thank you.